Hey, so I'm gonna let you know this is my third try for this video. It just keeps coming out wrong. My entire point for this video is if you have a mental disorder, and even if you're not constantly having episodes, if you just feel sad or you know you're having negative emotions because of it, it's fine. Okay? You are allowed to have those feelings. You know, there'll be things on the internet like, be happy, smile, you're alive, you're fine. And that's alright. They're trying. But I understand. If you're having an episode, or even if you're just, like, not in a great mood because of your mental disorder, or your mental disorder allows this to happen, you know, it's gonna happen. But you can't, I know, if you're having it, or like, I think I started saying that, if you're having an episode, or if you're having feelings, you can't just go, oh, I'm fine now. I mean, you can, but you would be lying. And probably pretty obviously. So, it's not good to constantly be feeling that. So if you are, please seek help if at all possible. Even if it's just like a friend or someone on the internet. You know? If you just, like, for whatever reason can't afford medical help, which I'm so sorry. I mean, I'll be honest, I went to a therapist for my depression, and it didn't help. Not to mention, I can't really explain it, but I just have this thing against therapists. Like, I get it. People pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars to do their job, and they do it pretty well. For some reason, I do not care for therapists. So I tried that, didn't work for me. Medicine kind of worked for the most part. It just, I don't know. I'm gonna try again, though, because I ran out, and then I moved, and I didn't have a chance to refill it before I moved, and I'm going to a doctor here at the end of the month, so I should hopefully be able to get a new prescription, and hopefully be alright. But, I hope all the best for you. You know? If for whatever reason you can't get medical help, I hope you have a way that when you're having an episode, you can calm down, or, you know, for example, if you have depression, or, I apologize, I don't know other mental diseases very well, but something like that, where you get, like, really upset, or, like, really sad, or something like that, my one piece of advice is to do exactly what I did today. I was having issues at work, and, you know, stuff went down, and I was really upset, and just flowed into depression, and I literally came home, changed out of my uniform, and just bawled for 20 minutes. I screamed into my pillow, I cried. After that, I kind of just sat there in a daze, just really tired after bawling for 20 minutes, and thought, I'm okay. You know, in that moment, I wasn't happy. I didn't, like, suddenly cheer up, but I wasn't depressed anymore. And that's another thing. You don't have to constantly be happy or even in a good mood. It's nice. It's very nice to be happy. But if you don't feel happiness very well, or feel it all the time, that's okay. As long as you are calm and not in a bad mood. You can be in a neutral mood, which is just kind of feel like, I don't feel sad, I don't feel happy. It happens. Right now, I'm in kind of a meh mood. I'm generally happy with my life. It's definitely better than it was at this point last year. I'm definitely feeling better than I was when I came home and started bowling about an hour or so ago. But I'm not exactly happy. But I'm certainly not depressed. I'm just sort of in a, dude, that's fine. You know? You know those posts on the internet that are like, be happy, you're alive, you're fine, smile. They're trying, but I don't think they really understand. That you can't just, oh, I'm happy. You can be relieved that you're still alive. You know, that you haven't killed yourself. You know, you don't have to be happy. If your life isn't generally happy, you're not just gonna be like, oh, I'm happy. You can have happy random moments, but having a mental disease does not make you any less of a person. And there are horrible people out there who will say so. And they're wrong. You will tell yourself that you're a horrible, worthless person. And you're wrong. If you have a mental disorder that involves voices in your head, they'll tell you you're worthless. Or something else. They are wrong. You are not a worthless person. I could be wrong about this, but I think for the most part, you're only a worthless person if other people have to tell you. Not that they do. Not the people that do tell you. That doesn't make you a horrible person. If you are a horrible person that actually has to have people to tell you that you're a horrible person, you're a horrible person. However, just because someone tells you you are a horrible person does not mean you are. Sorry, my jaw does something funky. Anyway, you're not a horrible person. If you are having trouble finding a talent, that doesn't make you a horrible person. If you're physically sick a lot, that doesn't make you a horrible person. Yeah. You're a human being. Allow me to quote Rose, and changing it a little bit. Rose Quartz from Steven Universe. You are something wonderful. You are a human being. Now, we humans are kind of a mess to begin with. But we can make something wonderful of this world if everyone got over their differences. It makes me really mad and really sad that the world is the way it is. That there's racism, sexism, transphobia, any kind of phobia with the LGBTQ community, you know? It makes me more sad than anything. Yeah, we all have differences. I'm not trying to say we don't, or that you should just ignore them. No. Do not ignore differences. Look at those differences and realize that they make each person who they are. I'm white. I'm transgender. I'm pansexual. You know? My boyfriend's cisgender. He's selectively bisexual. I guess he's technically bisexual. He's attracted to certain guys. Anyway. He's white too. Sorry, I forget where I was going with that. You know? But we're completely different people. At my work, There are literally, if I can remember off the top of my head, there are 4 white people who work at my work. There's me, this young girl who's like 17, and she's in college. She graduated when she was 15. She's a freaking prodigy. Anyway, the GM, and this other lady. That's it. The rest of the people at our work are either black or Hispanic. First of all, I think that's wonderful because, for example, when I was in high school, I knew very few black people. And I don't know if it was just because the area we lived in or if something was messed up with the school system, but I don't know. Even where I worked, there were not that many black people. Or any other nationality, for that matter. So first of all, I think that's wonderful. But second of all, you know, they don't look down on me because I'm one of the few white people who work there. Nobody does. There's no racism in our workplace. Not just because it's a workplace and, you know, that's against the law. There could still be racism. But there's not. And it's pretty sweet. When I told everyone I was transgender, the guys were like, alright dude, let's go. And they're doing these cool fist bumps and stuff with me. It's fantastic. You know, they may not completely understand why I'm transgender or what exactly transgender is, but the fact that they accept me is fantastic. It's not even the fact that we're different skin colors. That's cool, but it's the fact that these people accept me because accept me being transgender. You know? And it's great. When I'm working with the little Hispanic ladies back in the table area, and one of them gets it wrong and says chica, someone else goes, no, chico. And I'm like, chico? Sí, chico. Half the time I don't know what they're talking about because their first language is Spanish, and then just back and forth, I'm like, what? But it's fantastic. They're just like, chico, chico. Like this little lady there, I think her name's Marisol. She messed up a couple times going chica, but she's like, chico, chico. I was like, see. I don't know if you know or not. Chica is girl and chico is boy. And C is yes. I don't know if you know that or not, but there you go. But just because my life is fantastic does not mean I can't still have depression. And that's something very important. There will be people who are like, but you're happy. How can you be depressed? Let me explain you a thing. Depression is a mental disorder. As far as I know, depression is just a chemical imbalance in the head. There's just funky chemicals that are mixed up. I don't entirely know what causes it, though I believe mine is hereditary because my father went through it. I didn't even know about it until I learned that I was depressed. I don't know how it could have started for you if you have depression or if anybody you know has depression, but there you go. This is running really close to the end. I want to repeat my point. If you have a mental disorder, no matter what kind it is, whether it's one that on an autistic spectrum, or schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, the list goes on and on and on. Any kind of mental disorder, any kind, it does not make you less of a person. Even if you have a learning disorder, or if you have one that has voices in your head, I'm serious. It doesn't make you any less of a person. And you can have the most fantastic life. I have so few tragedies in my life that would actually, lead me to be that sad. And yet here I am with depression. It took me a while, quite a long time, to realize, or more to believe, that depression does not need a cause. It can have a cause, and it certainly does sometimes, but if it doesn't, it's a thing. But in my mind, I said, I'm really sad. There has to be a cause. And when I was younger, there was never a cause. Or at least, almost never. Nowadays, I have a lot of stress and adult stuff going on, so I have more reasons, but that doesn't make my depression any less valid. And the same goes for you. So there you have it. If you have any questions, if you have any advice that I should add, any suggestions, any critiquing, I'll take that too. Please send me a message. You can either do it on Tumblr or YouTube or even on Skype. And I'll make sure to add both my Tumblr and Skype usernames. And I'm sorry this ran really long. Anyway, please remember your gender is valid, and I hope you have a wonderful day.